Hey girls, so I just read that Benny just said, oh, fat was through the roof today. And it's so funny because, so I just got in and I'm a little bit tired. So I'm nearly 20 hours with my fast, but yeah, a little bit tired. But anyway, so was thinking about this, which is really cool that Benny just said about the fat. So through the day, I was like, I can have 250 grams of fat for like 3 days in a row. And then all of a sudden, like last night, I knew, and the night before actually, I knew I shouldn't have had the meat with the fat. Like I actually knew, but Deej had cooked it up and it was late. I'd broken my fast already, feasted on celery leaf pesto, my salad, and I couldn't get enough nuts, and then I needed butter while I waited for this meat to be ready. And by the time, and the eggs, of course, and by the time the meat was ready, I could not really feel, I didn't feel like it, and I was just eating because it was just delicious. But before that, the days before, I was so hungry and I could eat all that. And thinking about, creation and the Aboriginals and tribes and things, well, they wouldn't have got fat every day, but when they got it, they ate a lot of it, like a kangaroo with all of its fatty tail, which I absolutely love, the widgety grubs, the macadamia nuts. I didn't get macadamias all the time. They weren't always there all the time. So I think like you can have one day like 250 grams of fat, but that doesn't mean it needs to be every day, and that's where it comes down to listening to your body. And maybe someday when you've got a real high fat day, generally that day is when you've got a real low carb day. And then other days when you've got a really low fat day, well, you're probably going to have a higher carb day. The Aboriginals might find a berry tree and, you come across a mulberry tree and gobble them all up, in that one sitting. So I wouldn't stick to that carb manager so strictly, even though I said all that yesterday and set that up. That's my little go-to, but sometimes I know I'm just going to need more fat. So sometimes I just need more fat. And maybe that was you, Benny. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if you were listening to your body and that's what you felt like and you felt great, good. But like me, I'm like, oh, I got to have all this fat. And you know what today I did differently? Instead of buying the fattiest meat, I actually bought iFillet. And like every part of the cow has to be eaten. So you can just eat the fattiest part, just like every part of the chicken should be eaten, like the breast. It's not the fattiest part. So sometimes you might just have some breast, and that's okay. So that's definitely going against Dr. Berg's theory that your meat, that your meat has to be 50% fat, because what's going to happen to the rest of the animal? Like, it's stupid. So we should enjoy all of our food, and when you have the higher fats, definitely lower your carbs. But I've always thought that if you're going to do like a little fruit feast, oh, my camera's gone silly. If you're going to do a little fruit feast, then don't have the fats definitely that day. It'll be more of a cleansing day when that happens in summer and whatever, if that's going to happen. And I don't know when it's going to happen for me. I walked past cherries today and I didn't even feel like them. And so there you go. So I'm still good I'm a little bit tired, but it's good because I had a very early morning, like 4:30 or something silly. So I feel good. So I think I could do this double bubble. Just tired and need to go to sleep, but it's nice to feel tired because it is coming to night time, so that's okay. All right. See you guys. Bye. So don't worry, Benny.